How are you, students? I think you are staying at home and keeping fine. Can you remember the story, The Truthful Dove? You have seen 2 classes on this story. Can you remember it? Today, I will take a class on The Truthful Dove, part 3. Let's see the picture 1. What can you see? You can see 3 birds sitting there. Can you guess what is their mood? Owl looks very grumpy. Then bat looks very, very happy. And dove looks very calm and quiet. Why? Can you remember? The 2 friends, bat and dove, set out on a journey after flying long distance. They became very tired. When the night fell, they looked for a shelter. They knocked at a shelter. The shelter was the owl's. The owl was unwilling to open the door. Why he was unwilling? Because he was taking dinner. And if any person would come, he has to share the dinner. For this, he was very dissatisfied. After that, when they took the shelter and took the meal, now picture 1. What is their mood? I have already told you. Because the bat was very clever, I have told you. He flattered again and again. He flattered the owl to take extra food for him. But the dove was very weak. He was unable to take any food. For this, he was very calm and quiet. Next picture, you see the dove is flying away. Why? He was forced to do that. Okay, students, let's find out the fate of the 3 birds in the story. What is the meaning of find out? Find out. Do you know it? Find out means find something by study. Next, fate. Do you know the meaning of fate? Fate is luck. Okay, students? Now you open your English book, that is unit number 5 and lesson number 7. You read the story because we have to find out the fate of the 3 birds. I will go with you. What? Cried the bat. Is that enough for our gracious and generous friend? What is the gracious mean? Gracious mean kind. Gracious mean kind. And generous mean lavish. In Bangla, generous, udar. Why bat said this? Because the dove was forced to tell something about the owl. But the dove did not tell that because he didn't like flattery. He told the right thing about the owl. For this, the bat was very satisfied and asked the question like this. I am ashamed of you. Why the bat was ashamed? Because the dove did not satisfy him. What is the meaning of ashamed? Ashamed of, in Bangla, lojjito. Lojjito. You don't deserve this hospitality. What is the meaning of deserve? Deserve means to attain something by doing good or bad things. Understand? And hospitality means in Bangla atitheyata. Deserve means in Bangla prapti. Hearing this bad comment about the dove from the bat, the owl became angry and told him, the bat is right. You cannot deserve my hospitality. Get out from here. Hearing this, the bat took a chance. He also told, yes, you get out, get lost from here. He echoed. What is the meaning of echoed? Echoed, it is a past tense of echo. Echo means in Bangla, pratidhwani. You see, what kind of creature bat is? Though they were friends, but as a flatterer, and he was very clever, he took the chance of getting out the bird, his intimate friend, dove. And both two birds forced the dove get out from the shelter. You see, in the textbook, in the text, there are some words. Flapping. Flapping means in this way. Bird sometimes do in this way. This is flapping. Leathery wings. Leathery means as tough as skin. This leathery. My dear students, are you enjoying the story? Okay, let's find out the fate of the three birds. My dear students, you know what a terrible act done by the two birds, owl and bat. Owl and bat forced the dove to get out from the shelter. Even the night was very stormy and dark. You know that the dove is unable to see at night. This is really a bad act. Do you agree with me, students? Yes, it's really a bad act. But the owl and the bat did not go unpunished for this act. It is really a heartlessness act. What is the meaning of heartlessness? Hridoy hinata. In Bangla, it means hridoy hinata. Really, it is an act of heartless, and this act is called heartlessness act. You know, my students, the bat and the owl cannot see in the broad daylight. What is the meaning of broad daylight? Prakashya divalok. Actually, they are nocturnal birds. Nocturnal means nishachor. Okay, my students? What is happening? The two birds did not go unpunished. That means tara shastir baire thaklo na. So, the two vicious creatures. Vicious. What is the meaning of vicious? Vicious means cruel, and he wants to hurt other feelings. Vicious, here in the story, bat and the dove, really the vicious creatures. Among us, even there are some people, they are vicious, you know it. Okay, my students? On the other hand, the dove was rewarded for his truthfulness. Because you know, in this story, the dove did not tell a lie. He was rewarded. Do you know the meaning of rewarded? That means gifted. Rewarded. That is gifted. You see, my students, in the last line, the poets are using the dove as a sign of love and peace. Understand, my students, what is the result of the story? If you do good work, if you are truthful, you are always rewarded. If you lie, if you become a flatterer, you will not be rewarded. Understand, my students? I think you have understood the story very well, and I have discussed some word meaning here that will be helpful for you to answer your MCQ question. My dear students, I want to tell you another thing. From the comprehension or given text, you have to answer another question answer. That is question answer. I want to practice with you one or two questions that will be very helpful to answer your question. Number one, why did the bat say that he was ashamed of the dove? I have already discussed you when I went with you the story. I want to give you the answer here. If any did in the question, your answer will be in the past tense. Answer, actually, at first I have to tell that the dove did not praise the owl. What the bat wanted. For this, the bat said that he ashamed of him. The dove did not praise the owl. What the bat wanted. For this, the bat said that he ashamed of her. Ashamed of her, that means the dove. Next question. Why was the owl angry with the dove? You see, in this question, there is a linking verb. We can use that linking verb when we write answer. So, answer will be the owl was angry with the dove because the owl supported the bat and thought the dove was ungrateful. Okay, my students, I have discussed with you how we can write the question answer. I have done only two. I think this process will help you to write another question answer. My dear students, can you remember what we read in this class? We have discussed and we have found some new words meaning and their uses and how to write the question answer, and that will help you to do well in the exam. Okay, my students, I will give you a homework for you. You can see in the screen, make a list of the words used in the story to describe the three birds. Add some of your own words: pigeon, crow, parrot. My students, I think you will complete your homework at home and when school will be opened, you will show this homework to your subject teacher. They will evaluate your homework. Okay, my students, if you want to see this class again, you can connect with Kishore Batayan, and there is an inbox. You can share your opinion and give your question. We will try to give your answer.